Hello everyone for watching this video. It's Leviathan here again. And just so you know, I'm at my grandparents' home, which I've been visiting for as long as I could remember. We just barely had an early Thanksgiving where we had a feast on ham and other stuff.
Yep.
Is there anything you'd like to say to our audience?
Well, happy early Thanksgiving. I think I'm going to call it a Levi Day. Happy Levi Day.
It's relative. Anything yet?
Levi is my favorite person to have long and inspiring and thought-provoking philosophical conversations with about almost anything.
You'll get used to it, I promise. And is it okay if I show them a tour of this place?
Yeah, just the kitchen and the living room here. Here,
Yeah.
let's start right here. So they'll know that your grandfather
It's cool.
is a cool guy.
That's right. A real spaceman.
That's an award I got from the U.S. Air Force Space Defense Command. It was designed by the Disney Company, honoring me as a space pioneer, space technology pioneer. So that sums up my life.
Yeah, he helped NASA build the Hubble Space Telescope.
And Grandma's is all music. There you go.
Yep. But Grandma's really all about grandchildren. All your presents.
This is all the pictures of family, supposedly.
There's a picture of you there somewhere.
Yeah, his picture's on there. He's right over here. Mine's mom and his brothers.
Family is family, and God's family is no different.
That's right. That's exactly correct.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm making this life proper. Sorry.
Tell me your grandma is an ex-professional singer.
Yeah, she used to teach opera by children. And where exactly is that painting? No, not a painting, but a picture, portrait of like with the family when I was still a baby.
When you were a baby. Is
Well,
that the
where
one
is
that's way
it?
down here?
It's normally right here.
Well, sometimes move things around.
I think it's right on this wall over here.
No, here he is sitting on his mama's lap.
Okay.
Right there.
Sorry for any
Well, let's
inconsistencies.
turn that light off so there's no, that doesn't work. It's gonna just reflect. See? Little cute little guy.
Yeah, this painting, this picture was a big part of my earliest memories
Yeah.
as a child.
Here's your brother Oliver.
Yeah?
And you didn't have a little brother Anders or Benjamin at that time, did you?
Probably not.
No, and you're not there because you weren't born there. But that one in the front room, you're in it, and there's more people.
Yeah.
One by the table. But I like that. Your mom is so cute, and your daddy.
Yeah.
Your cousins.
Sometimes I wonder if whether or not I am festering through the paths of time.
Festering through the paths of time.
Like, you know how a newborn child bears no sin,
Right.
but over time I have deteriorated into
Oh.
something else.
Everybody does.
Oh,
Nobody is like a newborn child, Levi.
no,
Nobody
no,
is.
no, you're not. You're not. This is Grandpa's happy birthday wishes a few years ago from everybody. That was kind of cool.
Grandma and Grandpa before we were even married.
Yeah, the very first question you asked was a wedding proposal.
That's right, you're right.
When I was 14, but she said no until we turned
I
20.
said, no, I can't marry you.
Because of circumstances.
Well, I was 14 years old.
And I was joking.
He didn't. mean
Didn't
it.
Elvis marry his wife when she was 14?
Well, 16, I think.
Well, anyway, here's my Christmas songs. There's one I wrote. Angels sang his lullaby. There's a beautiful Lamb of God.
And all of these you made from scratch.
Yeah, well, this one my sister wrote the words and I wrote the music for her. This one I wrote the whole thing. It's really sweet. Do you know Counting My Life in Christmases? I'll have to sing that for you later, Levi. I think that kind of applies to you because it's remembering the past.
Yeah, I used to cherish Christmas, and nowadays I only think about Krampus, for example, which I don't know if I should feel guilty about.
You should definitely feel guilty if you're thinking about Krampus more than Christmas.
Well, I want Christmas to feel like it used to be, like legitimately. Like, I remember my earliest Christmases, it was an adrenaline rush back then.
I know. Was it the presents or was it the food? What was it?
I
There's
remember when I was
the
a
last
baby, Oliver was a toddler, and I think it was... I don't even know if it's Colorado because I have no memories about Colorado, but it used to be a very prodigious experience.
Huh. Where do you get those big words?
Knowledge is power.
If I had your vocabulary, just think what I could write. It was a prodigious experience. It could be a whole song. You'd have to tell me a few of them.
Well, just whatever just happens to manifest in this reality. If that makes any sense.
It makes pretty good sense. Not entirely. You want to find that other picture? These are Grandpa's sister drew these pictures of their ancestors. He came from Italy, she came from Scotland, and they got married and had all these funny looking, nice looking.
They wouldn't be offended in the slightest.
No, they wouldn't. They all are a cross between Italian and Scottish. This is your grandfather's father. His name was Harry.
Huh.
This is his wife, Etta. She's their daughter. These are a little different. This is Abram Daniel Taysom. And his daughter up here. Did you remember Grandma Wyla, right?
I don't know a Grandma Wyla.
Little Grandma Ames? Grandma Wyla? Grandma Wyla Ames? Oh, I'm sorry, you don't remember her. Well, I have a picture of you with her. That's your this grandfather's mother right there, that little girl. That's kind of cool. That's a cool thing. We do like pictures. This was my great-grandmother. She was a Swedish immigrant who was deaf. She married a man 20 years older than her. This is her daughter, my grandmother. You don't need to know all these people on your video.
You don't have to, you know.
I'm not going to.
I'm just saying, like...
I know. I'm not going to. I'm through. I'm done. They're fun. Except that's your grandpa's dad. And he was a sailor. That's my dad. He was a wonderful piano player.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all you need to know.
Just so
Not
you know,
just
I
about
have 2
cats.
out of 3 bars, and eventually I have to be done. But
Well, you better
in
do
due
what
time,
you
you
want to
know.
do. What do you want to do? Do it.
I'm just giving you guys a heads up. I have a bit of a limitation.
Well, now,
Do you have any questions about my creations? Because we had plenty about miscellaneous stuff, and I don't want to barge in or anything.
well, are you talking to me or the people that you're talking to?
Either one.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
Once you create a character, and they have a personality right away.
Yes.
They're either good or they're bad. And they either do good things or they don't do good things.
Well, it depends on the individual. Some are conflicted.
Well, maybe that's the answer to my question. Do the good ones ever turn bad? Make bad choices?
there are... Yeah, that tends to happen.
Do the bad ones ever make good choices?
Yes.
So how does that apply to us?
What do you mean by us?
Well, like me. I think I'm basically a good person.
Hmm.
But am I allowed to make bad choices?
It's all on you.
Do you think I make bad choices? Ever?
Depends on one's personal perspective.
You're just being nice. Yes, I definitely make bad choices. Sometimes I do. And I have, over my 79 years, made more than 79 bad choices. One of the best choices I ever made was to marry him when he was more than 14. We were 20. But, you know, I've made some bad choices. One bad choice is that, being afraid, kind of fearful of, okay, I'll say this. I've written a lot of music, but nobody, you haven't even heard it. Nobody hears it, just me. But I have the pleasure of writing it because I'm fearful. I think what I am is I'm afraid of failure. That's a bad choice.
Well, I'm afraid of being forsaken. That's one of my greatest phobias.
Being forsaken.
That's one of the main reasons why I created this entire multiverse, is because since the dawn of my existence, I wanted to feel like I have some kind of purpose in life.
Oh.
You know? And I just figured, since my mom saw me in a prophecy long before I was even born, should imply that I have some kind of a purpose. And
You have a lot of purpose, Levi. You're going to make me cry. You are a man. You have always had purpose. You've always made us happy. You've always made me laugh. You've always made me smile. I'm amazed by your intellect and how deeply you go into things, and your brain just keeps doing more and more and more, and I'm overwhelmed by the things that you know. I mean, sitting there at the table, you were discussing accurately black holes, for instance, and you taught me what a singularity is. And Grandpa, spaceman, says that's exactly right. Your intellect and your ability to transfer that knowledge into the creation of characters that give you joy and are interesting. But you know, I don't like the scary ones.
you don't have to, as long as you
I
understand.
appreciate that. I don't have to. I like the ones who make good choices and do good things. But, I mean, that's not how the world is.
And just so you know, it's okay to be afraid.
Oh,
You know? It's like, it'll only scare you if you let it scare you.
Oh.
That's basically how phobias work.
Okay, well, today I had a fear, and I said I'm just going to go do it. About 4 years ago, I lost the ability to talk or sing at all without a horrible, racking cough that went on for a very long time, over a year. Finally went away, but when it went away, I can talk, but I haven't been able to sing. But our choir director asks me to sing in the choir. And this morning I thought, I can't do that. I won't be very good. And I had a thought, which was, I remembered when I used to be a really good singer in the choir, and I knew it, sort of a smarty aleck. And now I know I'm not. But I thought, maybe all I can do, rather than showing off a great voice, I can just show up. So we went to church, I walked up and sang with the choir, and I was scared. I was scared that I would hit a note wrong, that I wouldn't read the music correctly. I was also fortunately I wasn't embarrassed I was amused by the fact that I was standing next to two about 12-year-olds, and the girl was taller than I am. And the boy was the same height, and on the other side was the soprano next to me, But she was already taller, and then she had on heels, but I can't wear heels anymore.
Yeah.
So my 5 feet and the kids next to me, we hung in there and we sang both of them, the boy and the girl, and I were all singing soprano. And it was fine, but I was frightened. I didn't want to do it. But I faced that fear. And I don't know, I guess I might do it again. We'll see. I probably will. Just because, like you said, it's okay to be afraid. What do you do with your fears when you have them?
I used to be scared of things when I was a kid. Like, I used to be scared of the cat eye projections for the Cats Broadway show. That used to scare the daylights out of me. But nowadays, I don't get scared much. And if I do have a nightmare, it's more of an adrenaline sensation rather than a traumatic experience. And sometimes I wonder if that's good or bad, that I have developed that much of a toleration that a supposed nightmare is just more of an adrenaline rush rather than a tragedy.
No, I think that's maturity. I used to be afraid of witches. At night I'd open my eyes and I knew I could see a witch. Now I open my eyes and I see something and I think, well, it's not a witch. It's a shadow on a bedpost, you know. That's just maturity. Just growing up.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to say, Grandpa?
Well, I'm ready for ice cream, probably.
I hope this video is worth it for everyone.
Well, I think it's
Well,
really nice of you to
If
include
anybody
us.
wants a little peek into your life, it's a good thing, because now people know that you have a grandma and grandpa that love you a lot.
Hey, see that middle picture up there?
Right there?
Yeah. So you know why I gave that to Grandpa? The one in the middle of Christ looking at the stars. You see it?
Yep.
Well, I think that's what you do a lot of. Gazing out into space and pondering what's there. Grandpa has done a lot of that. But the wonderful thing we know about Jesus Christ is he knows what's there. So that's why that picture's there. What's that?
Yeah. I just hope this is the right reality, because I want this life to be worth it.
Well, this is the only reality we have. If there are others, we're not experiencing them. So this is the right one for you, and the right one for me, for now.
Yeah. It's just I've heard about different scenarios, like imagine infinite realities on an infinite stack of paper. We're on a singular sheet of paper, and since paper is so thin, chances are we could be surrounded by dinosaurs as we speak, but we don't see it because we are in a separate reality compared to that.
Well, there are a lot of scientists who've done a lot of studying and thinking and speculating on that very subject. And I've actually read some of Grandpa's books on that subject, and it's fascinating. But what it boils down to is, right now, here and now, I'm sitting on this couch talking to my grandson that I love. And that's my reality right now.
And plus, I've heard that the concept of reality was never set in stone. Because imagine you watch a TV show that is fiction, and the TV show is watching their own TV show that is fiction.
And they're watching a TV show that is fiction.
Yes, how can you be so sure if there isn't a reality above us that sees us as a TV show?
Shall I tell you something funny? We were watching a TV show once, and it's just one of those sitcoms that had a mother and a father and a daughter and her husband in it. And every once in a while, the daughter, the actress, would change. So the next week you'd tune in, and instead of being a blonde, she was a brunette. But none, the mother, the father, the husband never said a word. It was like, okay. I said, well, maybe she just dyed her hair. But no, it was a different actress. Finally, after about the second or third change of characters, the husband, the young husband, said, you certainly look different these days, which was hilarious because, of course, it was a different actress. And then they sat down to eat at a table, and he was really freaking out. He said, I think we're in a TV show. Look at how we're sitting. We're all on one side of the table. And there's probably a camera over there looking at us. So
Yeah, my Leviathan universe understands that they're fiction and that there's an audience watching. There's a difference between being able to break the fourth wall and being able to know that there even is a fourth wall. And there's a difference. Not everyone's Jennifer Walters.
I don't know who Jennifer Walters is.
She's cousins with Bruce Banner. She's a lawyer. She has her own TV show nowadays.
Okay, so is she on the other side of the fourth wall?
She's fiction, but she's able to break the fourth wall because she understands that she's fiction.
Cool. You went to Fan X and you said it was like the fourth wall was broken.
I believe it has a nexus through the fourth wall, yes.
Cool. Nexus. There's a word I never use.
You could look it up if you want.
What you
It's like a
think?
gathering point.
A gathering point.
Like if you connect every railroad in the country, that is a country's nexus of railroads.
Oh,
If you connect every airport in the world, that's a nexus of every airport on the planet.
I see. So the nexus at Fan X was
Through the fourth wall, watching different fictional people across different variations of their home realities.
because they were all from different realities, weren't they?
Yes.
And so were you.
Yes.
But I noticed you didn't wear a costume.
I tend to be, I'd like to think that it's not costumes, but legitimate outsiders.
So you didn't have a legitimate outside. You're wearing your costume. This is who you are.